What's going on, guys? I'm Nico, and welcome back to another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. And the question at hand is today, very serious question that I wanted to do a commentary about for a while. I know they say it all the time. I gotta stop saying the same things in the beginnings of my commentaries. But I wanted to talk about this for a long time, and it's a big issue going on in America right now. Not really a huge issue, but it's a controversial topic. And I've said that before too, Jesus. And it's actually more of a controversial issue in Syria. And as you've already read this from the title, I know I say that too. As you already read this from the title, the question at hand is, should the U.S. intervene in Syria? If you don't know what's going on in Syria right now, there's a huge issue with the people against the government, and the government leader named Al-Assad, or the president of Syria, is leading a tyrannic government in Syria for the past 30 years, in his family and himself. And it's what happened is that the Syrian people are now beginning to rebel against Al-Assad's government. It's been classified as a civil war since March of 2011, and it's becoming a big issue. The UN tried to stop it. The United Nations tried to stop it by bringing in the United Nations peacemakers, and they had to take him out because it was just way too dangerous and violent for them to even be able to have an effect in Syria. And so basically that's it. It's been going on for a long time, but since March of 2011, it's becoming a huge issue. And what I'm trying to discuss is whether the United States should intervene in Syria. And the people who are saying yes do have a good argument. It's for a good cause, and it's because I'm refuting the statement. I'm refuting this and saying that the United States should not get involved in Syria. What I'm not refuting is the fact that Al-Assad's government is very corrupt and it should be stopped. What I'm trying to argue is that the U.S. has always gotten involved in issues that has nothing to do with itself. Think of the Vietnam War. Think of all the communism, all the wars that started from communism in the past 100 years that the U.S. has started. The U.S. should the U.S. has already invested $700 million into Syria. That's already enough. We should not have to send in troops. That's their issue. I know that sending in money is a good idea, but bringing troops in, risking American lives for a foreign issue that has nothing to do with America is absolutely ridiculous, and we should not get involved. Not again. Not after Vietnam. Not after World War I, World War I was a fully European affair. U.S. got involved in one of the most deathly wars of all time. I think it was the most deaths in a war since, for thousands of years. That's why the U.S. should not get involved. We should maybe continue aiding them with money, but think about it. U.S. is already in debt with China. It's already in debt with Russia. Another thing to be concerned about is that Syria has allies. Syria has allies with Russia and other countries. In Russia is known for having active nuclear weapons. They're the country with the most amount of active nuclear weapons in the world and U.S. is a close second, but it's Russia, then U.S., and then a bunch of other countries. Sending in troops to Syria could risk a possible World War III. I know it seems very far-fetched, but wars start from small things. How did World War I start? It started from conflict. I don't remember exactly what happened, but there was one prince who was murdered. There were a lot of tensions in Europe already, and then someone was murdered, and then bam, war between two countries. The war started from a small murder by a prince. That's what set it off. Something like this, sending in troops to Syria, already not in good terms with Russia, could possibly evolve into a World War III. And with so many nuclear weapons, so many different missiles and bombs, it's not going to be a gun-to-gun battle. It's going to be a nuclear war. It's not going to be the traditional war that we've known for so long. It's just going to be all bombs. And you don't need the hundreds of thousands of nuclear weapons that Russia and the U.S. have to start a war. You only need 3 to destroy a whole country. Remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II? Look how much destruction that caused. It's very scary what's going on. It's not worth sending in troops to Syria. I know, I can see why you would say that. I can see the goodness in it. I can see, I'm not saying that it's not what's happening in Syria is not a bad thing. I'm just trying to say that it's not our business. That's a foreign affair. World War III. There's this, and we are already in debt with China. We're already owe billions of dollars to China, and sending in troops is way too much. And also sending in like helicopters and arms. Helicopters on average cost like $10 million, I'm pretty sure. So already owing, you're probably going to need at least like 300 to 500 helicopters. That's billions of dollars right there. We already invested $700 million to the Syrian rebels. And we don't even know where that money's going. For all we know, that money could be going to Al-Qaeda. We don't know we don't know, we can't, how can we trust the Syrian rebel leaders? How can we trust those people that we have no relations with beforehand? Those are not government officials. Those are just like rebel leaders. And that's just my stance on it. Please let me know in a comment what you think about this. Should US intervene in Syria or not? I end up doing pretty well in this gameplay. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like the video if you did enjoy. I really want to hear what you think in the comment section, though. That's pretty important. Subscribe if you're not already to stay tuned for more videos if you want. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
On your feet!